I think it's one thing to learn how to deal with crises yourself and learn how you react yourself, but you also have to rely on your team members and they have to act in the same professional manner.
Hi, my name is Nadja and I'm the co-founder and CPO of Roombacoon. The reason why we actually founded Roombacoon was to serve an all needs. I took a leap of faith and I bought a small, beautiful boutique hotel in the Netherlands, about an hour away from Amsterdam. Well, that journey obviously came with some hurdles, and I'm super thrilled to take you along, share with you everything that I have learned during my 8 years of running a small, luxurious boutique hotel.
My biggest learning around dealing with crises or when you're under pressure, you're running an operational business, right? So things happen. You're dealing with people, you're dealing with equipment, you're dealing with water pipes and stuff like that. I think nothing really starts to unsettle you anymore. You don't panic when something happens. You just go with the flow and just make it happen. You also become quite handy at things, like at repairing stuff or not only changing a light bulb, but electricity plugs or whatever. I think you just become more at ease at things, and to some extent you also get to know the house of the hotel, like the actual building with the little quirks and you know everything about it, and I think that is quite cool. So you also know that when something does happen, it's never really, unless it's a real big urgency, of course, or emergency, but in general, something can be fixed. Also, explaining it well to guests, they understand that something can happen. In many cases, it actually led to a better experience with those guests because you experience something together. To maybe give you one example, which turned out to be just really funny at the end. At the beginning, we had our doors, the hotel room doors, don't auto lock when you're closing them from the inside. So when they're unlocked, literally somebody from the outside can walk in. And it happened that this wedding couple was there, and then across from there was an elderly couple, and also this. I don't know what happened. Obviously, after the wedding, I guess he was quite maybe a little bit tipsy or something, but he ended up entering into this room from this elderly couple who had this little dog. And in the morning, they're talking about it at the breakfast table and we're laughing, right? And I was like, okay, what happened exactly? And they're like, this elderly woman just said, then just this pretty handsome man was standing next to me in my bed, so I just got up and brought him back to bed. I was like, okay. Fine, but it's these things that at the beginning you would say oh my gosh, maybe they're leaving a bad review or it's a bad experience or whatever. No, but it was just a funny experience that we all eventually did together at the Bliss Hotel. I think it's one thing to learn how to deal with crises yourself and learn how you react yourself, but you also have to rely on your team members and they have to act in the same professional manner. Some things can be just trained in a routine, like for instance a fire drill that you continuously just train with the staff members how to act in the case that it really happens. And some things they will experience stuff themselves, and being available to them, even though if it's a phone call and just calming them down, they will learn step by step to act in a professional way. It's just important that they don't use their head and they just first breathe and then everything else will sort itself. My journey at the Bliss Hotel contributed a lot to my leadership style. It's about doing it together. It's about respect for one another, and no position is higher than another. So in my hotel there was no hierarchy. I was doing housekeeping as much as others. I was going to the supermarket to buy eggs as much as my team members did. Only when you do it together, when you thrive together for this perfection, which is really needed in the hotel, and you all have the same idea about it. You all work hard to this moment of getting a room ready under time pressure. You have to do it together. You have to celebrate together. You have to respect when it's somebody's birthday, or just you have the personal touch, and you have the family members, and I think that is, especially in the hospitality industry, of the utmost importance. There were scenarios where it just becomes too much, right? When you don't have enough staff members. I mean, it's a 7-day-a-week business. You are always the one that works in the weekends because it's your prime days, and you have to be willing to do so. You have to find team members who are willing to wake up on a Saturday morning at 5 o'clock in order to start making the breakfast. How did I deal with my first overbooking? So, unfortunately, I still remember it very vividly, and I think many hoteliers share the same thing. So I remember that I stayed until a little bit later in the hotel, so it was around, I think, 9 or 10, and I was just sitting there and dealing with my normal administration stuff. Everybody was in the house, everybody was happy. And then I see this really happy, in-love couple coming in and holding hands, and yes, we are here to check in. I was like, oh, that's interesting, because everybody's checked in already. And then it was, of course, a Saturday evening, so also no other hotel, no availability in the whole city, and then, it's really horrible. You want to help them, you have created an expectation with those guests, you have promised them a room that has been confirmed, and for some reason a mistake happened. So now you start calling around and calling other hotels, and then in this unfortunate case, because it was a Saturday, the nice accommodations were already fully booked, and then you move out and out of the city, and then you start paying for the transfer to there, you start paying for better room categories and suites. So in the end, it does cost you a lot of money, but besides the money, it's your hotel, your heart is bleeding. Like, I cannot phrase it differently than that. It's just awful.